Osegha-Ebose is a global personal stroke business finance coach and chartered accountant with over 20 years hands-on experience. She is passionate about helping people understand the make, manage, multiply money message, maximize their resources, achieve their crucial financial milestones, and build true wealth through the concept of financial planning. Through the Smart Stewards Financial Advisory Limited, a holding company that owns the Smart Investment Club, the Smart Stewards Academy, Booksmart Financial Solutions, and other subsidiaries, Shola has helped many people as well as businesses in over 30 countries bounce back from financial stress to rest. She is an author of currently 8 published books. She has been featured in many local and global articles, including Yahoo Finance, Business Day, Tribune, Guardian, Punch, and many more. She is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, fellow of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants of the United Kingdom, ACCA, and she holds a BSc and MBA degrees from the Oxford Brookes University and Edinburgh Business School, United Kingdom, respectively. She is also a certified financial education instructor. Shola was recognized as one of Nigeria's 100 most inspiring women in 2020 and has won many awards in recognition of her job in the finance and business industry. She continues to leverage global alliances and partnerships to demystify and amplify the money message around the world. She is happily married and currently lives and serves individuals and organizations globally from her base in Lagos, Nigeria. Please make welcome Osegha-Ebose.
So my job here today is simple, and honestly, I don't know what you had in mind, when you were doing the order of the program. I think it was a very good way to start, because everything that I am going to say is going to, ride on the foundation of the presentation that we have heard. Finance is just, one very little part of this parenting thing. If we do not get the values right, even if we make financial plans, it won't amount to anything. And again, right values are the things that would help you stay disciplined. Do you see? So values are so important, and that's why I will continue to refer to that presentation. Now, I am going to talk about, financial planning, in families, financial planning, in raising our children and all of that. But I tell you for free, discipline, focus, communication, which are values, are the important factors for getting your finances right and, attaining financial success in marriage. Now, let me quickly share a few statistics that, I came across a couple of years ago, because we have an academy, and these are some of the things we teach. And I remember putting together a course on financial parenting and finances. It's on our mastermind. And so I just dug through and brought out my slides. Now, let me quickly read the statistics. As parents, I must first of all, on behalf of our children, say thank you, right? I lost my dad a few months ago, and going down memory lane, I realized how much of sacrifices he made on our behalf. So I'm a chartered accountant, I'm a fellow of ICANN, fellow of ACC, I have an MBA, and I have a BSc from foreign schools. I remember, vividly as I sat down there, that when I was going through school, my dad was always there. You want this, that, you want this, you want, And then I finished my ICANN at a very early age, and because I was really, what's the word now? My learning metabolism was really high. I want to learn. I have a curious mind. I have an inquisitive mind. So I told him, I want to do ACCO. ICANN is for Nigeria, ACCA is for the UK. And he said, hey, Shola, I have tried for you. I have paid for your ICANN up until now. Go and do like an analysis of how much I have spent. And it dawned on me that this guy has really tried. So I sponsored myself through, ACC and the other ones. But why am I saying this? We parents do a lot for our children that sometimes we don't track. Yes, maybe we should not track, but because I am a financial person, these are some of the things I teach, some of the tools I use in teaching people. I work with figures a lot. So I read these statistics and it will amaze you, even though it's a US statistics, but we can take a cue from it, even though we are in Nigeria. And the statistics say that the cost of raising a child in America until age 17, as at 2 years ago, was $233,000, 610 naira. Cost of raising one child up until 17. Who can do a quick calculation for me? Let's even use 500. Who can calculate? Let's even do 233,000 multiplied by 500. What does that come to? Anybody wants to help me really quick? $233,000. So just do $233,000 times 500. How much is that? Say that again. It can't be 1 million. 100 and what? 116 million. Now, let me break that down a bit. It says that in America, the cost of raising one child till 17. By 17, the child isn't out of school. The child is just going into college or university. Do you agree with me? So, when we bring that to the Nigerian climb, how many of us have children over 17 here? Anybody? Thank you, sirs. Now, if anybody told you that you have spent, well, give or take, 50 million in raising your children up until 17, would you agree with them? You wouldn't agree because you'd be like, me, 50 million? How did 50 million pass through my hands? And let me break it down. In America, they have a lot of governmental support. The system is working. And they still have to spend as much. In Nigeria, it's even more difficult because there's no governmental support. You are the one paying for your children's this and that. You are the one, catering for so many things. But the average, I want to go by this average because my oldest son is 13. The next one is 9. The last one is 7. I have 3 boys. And truly, if we start to count, from delivery fees to this and that, it might be difficult doing that, but I'm just trying to let us realize that raising children is no joke financially, Then, let me go on with the statistics. It says low-income married couples spend $174,000 on average to raise a child. So let's even say, I'm not earning well, I can't give you all the luxuries of life. $174,000. The statistics also says that low-income single parents spend $172,000. The difference is not much. Do you see? It says the average cost of daycare for an infant is $20,000. I know I am using American statistics, but we can take a cue from it. And it says 59% of millennial parents underestimate the cost of raising children. Now, the essence of my presentation is to just create an awareness in us to see that we must be more intentional as parents, as married people. We must be more aware so that we can give our children the best and we can make better means for ourselves so as to create better opportunities for them. Are you still with me? Are you with me? Now, I now said, even in Nigeria, let me look at some of the available statistics. I didn't see many, but I saw this. And this statistic says, for starters, the average monthly cost of taking care of a child less than 2 years is an average of 60,000 naira per month. Should I break that down? It says if you have a child less than 2 years, the average cost of taking care of that child is what? 60,000 naira per month. Should we break it down? Let's do a bit of maths. Let's make it a bit practical. What are the things we pay? What are children expenses that we incur on a monthly basis? Who can tell me? We are parents now. Example, diapers. Thank you. Another example for those who have older children. Food, school, crèche. What else? How about clothing? If you have boys like me whose feet grow literally longer every month, you have to change shoes. Am I wrong? For those who have girls, how about, I don't have that experience, but you have to make hair for them. And then God help you, they are in a school that would call hairstyles every week. Do you see? So, these things should make us realize that if you really want to give your child that care, that lifestyle that you really desire, you must plan for it. I know some people may say, oh, but my children are old already. But you see, things can still happen. You can still give them the lifestyle that you desire. I know a lot of parents in this generation would say, oh no, my parents didn't do for me. My parents didn't do this for me. But we can do the same for our children, right? Now, the last thing in my statistics says that those living in Abuja may end up requiring more funds to cater for the upkeep of their children compared to couples living in Benue State because of the standard of living and the basic cost of food items. Now, these are just statistics. Do you understand? And this was as of 2 years ago. These days, the cost of living has skyrocketed. In my own family, what I do, and I've done this for 5 years, is budgeting. I literally can tell you what it will cost to take care of the family. I am the financial planner and the custodian. My husband is good with finances, but naturally, because it was never so before, I was all over the place with my finances. And my husband was a better money manager. But these days, I have, stepped up my game. And so if last year we were spending XX for the upkeep of the family, and upkeep means schooling, groceries, lights, and all of those necessary expenses. This year, it has become XXXX. Do you agree with me? Because of inflation. So I bulk cook once a month. That means I send somebody to mile 12, buy all of those things, get somebody to cook for me. We literally cook together. So my freezer is full for the month. I did the exercise recently, and what I spent this month was times 2 of what I spent 2 months ago. So I am sharing these things with you so that as parents, we don't do pay-as-you-go parenting and planning. That's what some of us do. We don't even know what it will cost to take care of our family on a monthly basis. You do pay-as-you-go purchases. Oh, darling, Gary has finished. I'm going to buy one paint bucket from the side chemist or side supermarket. Oh, body cream has finished. You go and buy something by the side. What else do we need? Rice has finished. We do pay as you go. And let me tell you as an accountant, when you adopt that approach in taking care of your family, you will always be in stress. You will always be inundated and overwhelmed. And you will spend more. When you do, you're going to buy 5,000 naira, what is it? That one finishes. And if you are blessed with children that eat so much, and you know what, children, they don't have a care in the world. They don't even want to know how your next money is going to come, income. They say, Mommy, we are hungry. Especially during coronavirus. They are eating like 5 times a day. You can't blame them. Children do not understand that there's no money. They'll say, we are hungry. They won't wake up one day and say, Mommy, we have seen how much of effort you have put in taking care of us. We won't be hungry in the next 2 days. They won't do that. So you see, the onus is on us as parents to plan ourselves so that we do not live in an atmosphere of pressure. When he was speaking earlier on, he was saying, your children are watching. They are seeing, they are hearing. So if you're always tensed and stressed over financial issues, that's what you are teaching them. That was what I learned when I was growing up. There's no money. Something has finished. When my mom would ask my dad for, no, but I have given you something for this month. That's it. And then, it will become a hot argument. How many of you saw that growing up? We must be careful not to pass that on to our children. And that is the crux of what is said. How do we avoid those financial stress? Planning. And that's the essence of this conversation. So I started by making us realize that, don't say you don't know. There are statistics. You can sit down and do a budget. You can sit down and plan. This is my family self, 3 children, 4 children. How much would it take? How much do we need on a monthly basis to live a good lifestyle? Good lifestyle is relative. Do you understand? Your need to have. What are your need to have? Food, house rent, light. Internet these days is not a nice to have, it's a need to have. Because even your children will do their homework on the internet. Do you agree with me? Some of us partly work from home. So you have to be on Zoom. So you need internet. Do you see? Internet has become a necessity these days. So you write all of those things down as a budget. You say, okay, this is what I need to do. At the end of the day, you sum it up. So monthly, as a family, if we have 500K, 300K, depending on your family situation, we are fine. Then you now start to work towards that sum. But some of us don't even know what we need. If I ask you now, okay, what does it take to run your family or to run the affairs of your family for a month? Some people will just be looking at me like, truly. But when you plan, right, as that quote says, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So plan your finances. It will take a lot of stress off you. It will make you realize how much you need to make on a monthly basis so that you can break even. So that you are not afraid that, hey, house rent is coming again. So you are not afraid of, hey, what would we give these children to eat? Do you see? Now, I want to base my conversation on 4 things. I haven't said all of those statistics. How can we become better parents? How can we manage the financial side of parenting at whatever level, whether you're you're a low-income earner, average income, middle class, or you're a high net worth individuals? The principles are the same. So it's not about, it is because these people have more money, that's why they're able to plan better. You can learn and adopt and embrace the principles of planning at whatever level. And when you do these things, your children are learning. If you keep saying to your children, there's no money, none here, you know that more often than not, during the term, your children are likely to pay for maybe extra curriculum lessons or maybe some other things. It is not when the time comes and the children then come to ask. That's when you start to curse and like, why didn't you tell me before? But you knew that they will come and ask. So you see, planning does a lot of things. If you have a child that is hitting 13 already, you cannot wait for when the child is 15 or 17 before you start to plan for uni. Do you see? There are some things that we call emergencies that are not emergencies. Like I said, my own son is 13, and we're already looking at uni in the face because I'm like, when did this boy even start secondary school? Already he's in SS1. This is the time to start thinking and planning. Start getting school fees rates. Start comparing. Do you see? It all comes down to planning. Okay, so let me go into the 4 pillars on which I'll be talking on, and then I say practical things about them. We take some questions, and we call it a day. So the first tip, number 1, is to embrace financial literacy as parents. If we want to make a headway or have a headway in planning our finances, living a stress-free financial life, understanding how to live within our means without being pressured by what people are doing, and just, staying afloat. Because I tell people, see, there are a lot of things outside of your control. Do you agree with me? And I tell people 3 economies should be of concern to you: your personal economy, the national economy, and the global economy. Your personal economy is you planning, budgeting, like I said. The national economy would entail things that the government will do that you don't have control over. Now, was it our doing, yours or mine? Was it our doing that dollar has gone up from 360 to 580? Did we do anything to deserve it? Things outside of our control. Now, the prices of goods and services that have gone up, is it within our control? But we have to deal with it. Do you see? Now, it will amaze you that things that the government does, and even nationally and globally, things that happen in America indirectly affect us. Do you agree with me? And it affects our pockets. So I am saying the way to stay afloat is to see how we can plan. The ones within our control, we must be ready to, keep them firmly and see how we can mitigate, the risks or the impact of the things outside of our control. So financial literacy. When we are talking about money, how to make, manage, and multiply money, don't say, this one does not concern me. Let me just collect my salary and spend the money anyhow. Everybody must embrace financial literacy. You must seek to understand, okay, this money thing, how does it work? Basic principles of financial literacy. Get knowledge. Knowledge of budgeting. Knowledge of planning your finances. Knowledge of making more money. Because at the end of the day, even if you do a list, if there's no money to execute, what happens? It's just there. So how do I live within my means? How do I increase my means? How do I budget and, understand how to make, manage, and multiply money? That's financial literacy. A lot of people around the world are not, they don't see, their financial life as their personal responsibility. And that's why everybody keeps blaming others. Some people will blame their parents, some people will blame their spouses, some people will blame the government, some people will even blame their children. Your financial success is, first of all, your financial responsibility. This is painful to say, but wherever you are now is a function of decisions that you have taken. And maybe decisions that have been taken on your behalf. But the truth is, you can start to take the right financial decisions that will lead you on the right financial path. So financial literacy, become more interested. Some of us, when they are talking about financial news, you are not interested. Change it, what's my business? Put it on Z World or African Magic or just anything. I just don't want to hear anything. You can't go far. You must be interested in what the government is doing because it affects you. Right? On social media, what are you looking at? What are you learning? You must be interested in books. If I ask this question now, you don't need to raise your hand. How many of us have read one financial book this year? Thank you, sir. You raise your hand. Yes, raise your hand. Like one financial book, one book about money. And yet, this money is one of the most important things in our lives. And you see this money game, we play it here on earth because you brought nothing into this world. You will take nothing out, right? And I like to talk about this parable of talents in the Bible. Money redistribution, wealth creation and redistribution happens on earth. Even though we pray, God open the heavens. God will open the heavens and it will be evident in your life to the extent of knowledge that you have. He gave one 5 talents, gave one 2 talents, gave one 1 talent. The one that had 5 went to work. The one that had 2 went to work and they multiplied their talents. The one that had 1 buried his talents. When the master came, what did he do? That scripture rings in my mind all the time. He said, this is what you are giving me. 5 have become 10. 2 have become 4. Mr. Man, 1, uncle. I was afraid. Blame game. You're a wicked man. He first of all said, no, I was afraid. Then he said, you're a wicked man. And the master said, okay, it's all right. The master did not bring additional talent. Oh. What happened? He said, collect from the one who does not know how to use it and give to the man who has 10 already. And the people there were like, but he has already. And the master said, don't you know how it works in this kingdom? Even from him that does not have, even what he has will be taken from him and given to who? The one who has much and who knows how to use it. That's why the rich is getting richer. They understand the dynamics of financial management. So every day, wealth transfers happens. How many of you have spent money today? Thank you. How many of you have made money today? Thank you. So you have spent and you have made. That's the way to stay afloat. Too. Some of us, we are more of consumers than producers. I am here to encourage. I may sound hard, but this is what I do. I want you to see that there's a better life. And nobody is going to make it happen except you. You are going to take responsibility to say, my finances will get better. I will embrace financial literacy. I will understand how to make more money. If I have to do multiple business at the same time until I'm able to, stabilize. This is my 20th year of qualifying as a chartered accountant. Up until 3 or 4 years ago, I was doing a lot of things just to, get my balance. There's no shame in it. I tell people, a credit alert would always move you forward, no matter how small. Do you agree with me? 1 kobo can make a difference. If you want to buy something online and it is 5,000 naira, if you have 4,999 naira, 50 kobo in your account, would that transaction go through? So what are you saying? Every naira, every kobo matters. You must learn to value it. So don't play with anything that has the potential of making money for you. In my own opinion, 50 kobo is better than 1,000. 50 kobo credit alert is better than 1,000 debit alert. Do you agree? From the example I gave, 50 kobo can spoil your day. So I say, sorry, card declined. Why? Because there's no money. So if every kobo, dime, cent, pence matters, then we must not trivialize anything that has the potential of making us money. If you have to do multiple things, just to get your family going, do it, learn it. 4 years ago, I went to learn how to make snacks because I saw an opportunity. I consult for a company and I would always pack my lunch to work. But when you pack your lunch, 12 o'clock, you are feeling peckish. Like, if I eat my lunch now and I'm not going home till 5. So I would say, buy me snacks. They would say, ma, to go and buy the snacks from Adeola Odeku to transportation is 600. I'll be like, to eat snack, 600. So by the time I start to spend 600, what's the essence of bringing food? So on my way home one day, I saw a pastry shop around my house. So I walked in and I said, hey, tomorrow is Friday. I'm going to come and buy items from you and I'm going to resell. So you're going to give me a discount. And they said, fine. So Friday morning, I went there, got some stuff, snacks off them, took it to work, gave it to the office assistant. In less than 1 hour, she came back. She had sold out. People were looking for somebody who will meet the need. I'm like, really? You sold out? So on my way back home, I went to that shop. I said, I'm not even reselling. I want to learn. So the lady said, okay, tomorrow I'll come to your house. I gave her money. She bought the items. The whole of Saturday, she taught me how to make pastries. Sunday after church, she taught me how to make pastries. So I tell people jokingly, I'm not only a chartered accountant, I'm a chartered donut maker. I'm a chartered egg roll maker. Now, why did I give that example? I did that business for a couple of months, and it was really good. But I couldn't build, and I wasn't ready to build a system around. I just wanted to prove that, see, in spite of your qualifications or what have you, sometimes you may just have to do a few things here and there so that you can stabilize. Financial literacy. Some of us are complaining about our finances, but you cannot pinpoint what is wrong. There are two things. Either you are not making enough money or you are spending too much. But I can tell you this for free. It is not making enough. Because spending too much in this Nigeria, is it your children's food you want to cut down? Or your fuel? You want to speak life into that fuel tank and say, fuel tank. In the name of the Lord, name of Jesus, be filled. This tank, this 5,000 naira will carry me the whole day. Your car will just stop on Third Mainland Bridge. So more often than not, I don't tell people cut down on expenses. I tell people spend smartly. Relatively, because we have a lot more women here, Abby. We know those things that make us cheap. I should be all of those unnecessary things. I don't need to tell you about that. I am talking about normal, regular, important expenses. Spend smartly. But the culprit is always you need to make more money. Because you can't cut down on some things. Cut down on irrelevancies, things that are not necessary. But make more. When you make more money, sisters and brothers, you'll be fine. And then you put some of them away for the rainy days, what we call savings. So financial literacy, I'm going to go into the second one, money management, and I've talked about it already, which is budgeting. Plan. What would it cost to, maintain my family? Write it down. Sum it up. The figures may look inundating, but that is your reality. So, fuel, rent, every month. Divide your annual rent by 12. Sum everything up. Okay, so really, we need 350,000 per month to stay afloat. It seems a lot, but you know what? It is what it is. Then you now go to your other side. How will I make 350 to cover my expenses? Because budget has two sides. Income versus expenses. Now, see, the expenses, usually you can ascertain that. But income for a lot of people, especially those who are not employed, who are business owners, sometimes it's difficult when your income is irregular. But you have got to plan, because I tell people expenses are sacrosanct. Whether you make money or not, you must. Somebody say must. Say it now. Shall. Will. Spend money. Yes or yes? Whether you make money or not, you must spend money. Like I said, your children will say, Mommy, you have tried though. We won't be hungry in the next 2 days. Your landlord won't say, in the last 10 years, you have been a good tenant. Let me give you 1 year free. Would they do that? Not even in Nigeria. Right? Your car won't say, you have been feeding me well. Fuel in good time. I will hold the tank for you and you need to buy fuel. Your children's school would not say, 5 of your children have come to this school. This next one, don't pay for him or her. Would they say that? Expenses are sacrosanct. So we must be wiser to understand how we can make more money so that we can give our children the lifestyle we desire and not what our parents passed on to us. If your parent, did well for you, were never complaining, good for you. My own parents were always complaining, there's no money, mom does not go on tree, so calm down. Then we didn't understand, but it was a conditioning. So for a lot of us, we will struggle. My parents are always saying one doesn't go on trees. So you will see money as something so difficult to get. How many of you can relate with me? So money management. Let's look at how we can improve our income. What can you do in addition to what you currently do? And in all of these things, like he said earlier on, teach your children. Let them see. Don't say, I don't want them to see your struggle. I don't want them to see my struggles. Please, let them know that, hey, see, this is what it is, but we will get over this. And don't unleash your financial frustration on them, because you see, this Nigeria, that thing can get to you sometimes. Like, but I bought this thing, 20,000, now it is 50,000. Hey, you will not kill me. Don't kill yourself. You see? So, money management. Understand how to manage, and multiply money. Save from time to time. from your income. So the budgeting template that I share is 50, 30, 20% rule. 50% should go into your necessities, 50% of what you make. I say 30% should go into your savings and investment. And 20% should go into your nice to have. Take care of yourself too. Because sometimes we work, work for this, work for that. At the end of the day, you just realize you are 50, you are 60, you haven't done a single thing for yourself. Occasionally indulge, buy something for yourself, right? Whilst you take care of your children. Now, I said I was sharing 4 pillars. I've shared financial literacy, I've shared money management. The third thing is that we must also be conversant with opportunities around. So we are talking about raising children and the financial side of it. Do you know there are scholarships even in Nigeria for children? And if you have children who are, going to go into uni, there are scholarships around and across the world. Some of us, we don't know some of these things. Like really, recently I heard of somebody who got a scholarship into Harvard University. Actually, they crowdfunded for her. Now, the benefits of raising children who are confident, who can talk for themselves. This girl, very young, she came on social media. Sir, you were talking earlier on about using social media for good things. I agree. Technology. Just that sometimes the ills, the cons are more than the pros. But this young girl had finished a university in Nigeria at 20 or 19. And then one day she just came on Twitter and said, guys, I want to get into Harvard. And my parents cannot afford it. I want to crowdfund. Now, whether that was a good approach or bad approach, I'm not the judge. But she raised a tuition over $70,000. She just created a fund, GoFund, whatever. And strangers crowdfunded that initiative. And she went to Harvard. Anyway, that's an example. I was talking about scholarships. In Nigeria, there are grants. Do you know there are grants by some of these oil companies? Chevron, Total, that, they give categories. As parents, you must look out for some of these opportunities. Overseas, you have a lot of those things, but in Nigeria, they're available. Look for Google. If your children are old enough, allow them explore also. Let them see the opportunities that, are available. Again, I'm talking about the financial side. Sometimes you may not be able to do as much as you desire. Don't let that stop you. Do what you can. Look for avenues also to sort of augment what you can do for your children. Right? I know I haven't followed my slides, but I'm just talking as the spirit and the mind are leading. Now, another thing that I would like to say is carry your children along. I know I already mentioned that. But don't hide your financial activities from them. Let children know that, hey, I am going to work. When I work, I earn a salary, I do business, I get my income. It is from my income I am, taking care of your needs. Let children know, because if not, my mommy has an ATM machine in her room. My daddy has an ATM. They don't, because each time they ask you for something, you are quick to say, hey, okay, oh yeah, let's go to the mall. I'm not saying don't take care of them, but teach them. Do you understand? Realize teachable moments. And do not forget to use every teachable moment to pass across the right money message. So you go out to the mall, and then your child starts to throw tantrums. I want that toy. As a mother of boys, I see these things all the time. Come here. I won't beat you. Beat, okay? I want the toy. So we'll have a conversation. See, these toys were produced. Cost went into producing these toys. You see, to be able to buy this toy, I have to spend money. To be able to spend this money, I must make money. By the time you go through all of those things, the child already has some learning moments. But what we do is, get away. You just hit the child. And then the child just feels like, daddy doesn't like me or mommy doesn't like me. Create learning moments. Sometimes learning moments will be giving your children a treat. Learning moments could actually be taking your children on vacation, because you want to make them realize that, hey, the year may have been hard, but money is only a tool. Sometimes you buy them something nice. It is not only when they ask you. Sometimes it may be small gifts. They will appreciate it. What am I saying in essence? You understand financial literacy, you understand money management, carry them along. Take them to the bank one day. You see depending on their age, take them to work. If you know somebody who does finances well, let them talk. Just carry your children along and teach them. The things he said cannot leave me. They learn, they see. Are you with me? So I'm going to round off in a few minutes, but let me try and say what I have, summarize what I've said. The final thing is financial planning, and it just ties with what I already said. Always be a step ahead. Plan. Emergencies happen, but there are some things that are not emergencies. Your child is going to go to the next class. Your child will need new textbooks. Those are not emergencies. Are they emergencies? So you must always plan. So let me summarize everything I've said. Expenses are sacrosanct. Raising children is no joke. You need to plan your finances. You need to understand what it will cost, what it will take to give your children the kind of lifestyle that you want. You have to make more money so that you can, make these good things available for them. You have to understand financial literacy, understand money management, learn money management skills like saving, like investing, like budgeting, and carry your children along. There are some other things in my slide, but I think I just want to leave it at this very basic level. I think we can, maybe during questions and answers, if there is any, I can answer more practical questions. Answers. Thank you so much.